Hi guys, I just wanted to do an update video on this juicy peach mango. It's a Zill variety. I bought it in fall of 2018. It is now end of April 2021. You can see the new growth is flushed out. It's kind of a rosy color. I've been spraying it every 2 weeks, starting last year and then into this year with a mixture of chelated iron, zinc, manganese, a little bit of copper, and a little bit of boron in the form of borax. And it's responded well to that. So this year it's hung on to a lot of its fruit. Last year it had flowers, but they ended up producing a few small pieces of fruit that were dropped. But this year it looks like we have some good sized fruit coming on. Please disregard my kids and their friends. The trunk is about 2 inches. It's probably hard to tell in this video. Pretty good size. One thing I've noticed is this tree keeps growing from the ends. So we get these really, really long branches and then they start to curve upwards. It's like it just keeps growing and growing and growing and it starts to sag to the ground. So what I did last year is I started to prune that off, or prune it back in the fall. So as you can see, I went with 3 low main branches on the bottom and then 3 up top, and I was going for more of an open, instead of a central leader, more of an open shape to let in sunlight and shorten and widen the tree. So far it's worked out good. One thing I've noticed with these trees, I used to have a Kerry mango and it didn't make it through the first winter after I planted it. What I've noticed with these trees is that if you slack off in the fall and don't do your winter preparations, it could possibly die. The last 2 winters weren't too bad. We had temperatures in the low 40s, high 30s, so the tree wasn't really stressed. I do put heat lamps and I've been able to cover it. I think as it gets bigger, I'm just gonna wrap the trunk in burlap and keep the heat lamps on the tree. I do have a thermostat for greenhouses that kicks on when the temperature drops below 54 degrees. That seems to keep it in good shape through the winter. But like I said, these last 2 winters are pretty. They're pretty easy, not too cold. If we get a snap, it could kill the tree altogether. Here's a ficus next to it. When we had the really cold winter in 2018, 2019, I thought this ficus was completely dead. Cold air comes from the east and blows towards the west, and it killed all of the branches and killed the cambium that faces to the east. So the tree started growing again, and it pretty much started growing from the living cambium on the west side. So I really thought I'd have to rip that out. I've heard that the Ficus natita are about as hardy as mangoes, but I think the ficus might be a tad more hardier, not sure. Whatever the case, you can grow mangoes here. You got to be hyper vigilant around the cold protection while they're young. As older trees, they might be able to take it. I don't know. I don't know that I want to risk that after investing a lot of time and energy into protecting the tree, to risk it in any upcoming winter as it gets older. So I'll continue to try to protect it as best as I can without going too crazy. There's one other thing I wanted to cover. So the ground here in Phoenix is it's highly alkaline. So the tree has a hard time taking up iron. That's why I spray it with the chelated iron. But what I ended up doing is buying a big 50-pound bag of sulfur pellets You can get them from Arbico Organic, which has the best price I found online, and shipped it's about $50 for 50 pounds, maybe $45. But that, over the years, it's taken the soil pH from about an 8 down to low 7s. So I'm at probably 7.1, 7.2, very close to neutral, at least in the first few inches of soil. But I do aerate. I aerate every year. I have a little hand core aerator that you just step on and the cores come up. You have to water the ground really good for that to happen. And end up sprinkling the sulfur in. I don't fertilize this tree with granular fertilizer, the salt-based fertilizer, because I can burn the tree. I end up using fish emulsion a couple times a year, and it responds well to that. So that's all I have for now. I hope to do another update video in the future. Thanks for watching.